Okay, so we're going to look at how that's done on the iPad. We're going to use several different apps today, up to 11 maybe. I'm going to use the camera roll as the place to push and pull images and videos to and from, or as my hub. And then I'll use some of these, maybe not all of them: Telegami, Toontastic 3D, Adobe Spark Video, and Book Creator to create videos. I'll use iMovie to trim videos, and Green Screen to combine different videos. I probably won't demonstrate YouTube, but you can use YouTube to add an already created video that demonstrates an important concept. I might embed that in there. We'll see if we get time. I can use Safari to add an image to serve as the background for my final artifact, and ThingLink as a place for me to display my learning, or the final artifact that I would submit as a student. And for purposes of the demonstration today, I'm going to use my own content as an English teacher and look up and talk about the concept of what is a hero. And so my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Safari to find an image for my summative artifact. So now I'm using Safari on my iPad, and the first thing I need to do is find that image. So I'm going to look for an image of Superman. I'm going to take this image, and I like this one, and I'm going to save it to my camera roll, and I'm going to use that a little bit later on, but just using the internet to find an image. For my second app, I'm going to use Sock Puppets. And it's not one that I talked about, but as I was looking at my apps, I don't want it to show me notifications. As I was looking at my list of apps, I thought, oh, Sock Puppets would work really well. Okay, so I'm going to create a new sock puppet, and I'm not concerned about farm puppets. I want, let's see, just a couple of characters will do. Okay, and my background, let's see, the one that would be most appropriate, I think, will be outer space. I like that idea of using outer space as my background. Any props that I need while I'm recording, I think I'll use the microphone. Yeah, and it sets up my setting. It asks me if I would like Sock Puppets to access the microphone. That's vital. I have to allow it to use the microphone. Otherwise, I won't record anything. Now I had to adjust my iPad and adjust the recording screen to landscape because of this. You can see so much more of it using landscape. Alright, I'm going to resize my characters because I want to have them fitting in the immensity of space here, and I want my microphone front and center here. Okay, so I'm going to have my characters right there surrounding the microphone. Now we're talking about what is a hero, and so I'm going to maybe introduce the concept of a hero. So I'm going to hit the record button, and it is now recording. Hey everybody, we're here talking about a hero. What do you think a hero is? Sally asks. And Bob says, you know what, I really don't know what a hero is, but I think that they always wear capes and spandex. Jimmy says, no, that's not right. There are much more important qualities of a hero than capes and spandex, and so let's talk about the archetypal traits. Or I should say, wow, I messed up already, the traits of the archetypal hero. Woohoo, I'm so excited. Alright, scrubbing my voice into the video, keeping my socks on, and it's going to have my video clip there.
Button, and it is now recording. Hey everybody, we're here talking about a hero. What do you think a hero is? Sally asks.
And I love how it changes
Bob
my voice.
Says, you know what, I really don't know what a hero is, but I think that they always wear capes and spandex. Jimmy says, no, that's not right. There are much more important qualities of a hero than capes and spandex, and so let's talk about the archetypal traits. Or I should say, wow, I messed up already, the traits of the archetypal hero. Woohoo, I'm so excited.
And that is the start of my video. Okay, so now I can hit the save button. Okay, so now that I've saved my video, the next step is to share it. I'm going to click on settings. I'm going to keep the normal settings. I'm going to click on share, and it will encode it to share. And after it gets it all ready to share, then I can use it in my camera roll for my project. Now I'm going to click on the save video, and we'll add it to my photos. And so I keep calling the photos the camera roll. I can't get away from that. So now if I go to my Photos app, I will find today's video there, so I can use that in a minute. Alrighty, so that's the first app. Now let's see, I want to use another one. I'm going to use Adobe Spark. Okay, so I've had to flip my iPad back to portrait orientation. I'm in Adobe Spark Video. I'm going to sign in with my Google account. That's one of the neat things about Adobe Spark Video is it works with online on the web, and it works on an iPad. And so anything you do on the iPad can be found online on your web. Okay, I got it. My videos are available everywhere. Alright, now I can look at my videos, or I can add a video. So I'm going to hit the plus sign and add a video. Okay, my story, let's see, I'm going to name it Archetypal Heroes. Let's see, do I want to promote an idea, tell what happened? Oh, a hero's journey, wow. How amazing is that that actually has a template for this. So I'm going to pick this one without a doubt. Okay, so now I'm going to have choice of layout. I can have full screen, split screen, caption titles. I'm going to just keep it as it is. Themes, this is where I can personalize a little bit. I love green. It's as close of a color as we get to camouflage, so I'm going to check the mega theme. Alrighty, and music, let's see about the music. I can choose music. I'd probably do this after the fact because music should be picked on the back end. Alright, so I've got that. Now I need to add, I click on the plus sign in the middle of the screen. I get to add a video, a text, a photo, or an icon. I'm going to pick an icon. And I'm going to put in the word hero, see what comes up. Awesome. I've got some great images there that I can use. I'm going to pick something pretty generic with this hero. Oh, I don't really like how that looks on the green background. Let's see. How about this one? Oh, that's much better. So a hero. Now I get to hold down the mic button on the iPad while I record. Give Spark Video access to my microphone. This presentation will show. Oh, that really stunk. I don't want that. I'm going to hold to re-record this. These are the traits of the archetypal hero. Woohoo, this is super exciting. I hope you're all excited as I am. I can preview it to listen to it. These are the traits of the archetypal. I know it's awesome because I'm talking. There we go. Okay, so I go through my traits. I'm going to add some text now here. And I'll add my first trait of unusual birth. Awesome. Oh, I can drag and drop text and move it to a different position. Oh, that's amazing. Click the plus sign here because I want a photo or video. And so I'm going to then record myself talking about unusual birth. And I need an icon. How about, I have to click back. My weapon, I'm a little concerned about what this might bring up. But they have a special weapon. So that might not bring anything up that I want. Oh, that's definitely not what I want. I'm going to try for sword. Okay, that's a little bit more, not quite as dangerous. So I'm going to have the sword and the stone here. How appropriate as we're talking about heroes. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to put in my images for all of my files, and all my all the traits that I want to discuss. At least all 8 that I typically would talk about in teaching this concept. And I would record a little blurb for each one, under 10 seconds to explain it. All right. Now I'm going to add my music. Let's see, the old country accordion probably isn't what I want. Medieval times. That's a little bit too calm and thoughtful. Let's see. These are all pretty. Oh, there we go. Relaxed, playful, happy. They're all nice and happy. Oh wait, here we go. Some rousing. That's probably better. There's some music that's more appropriate to my concept. Okay, now I'm all done. I want to save it to the camera roll. I give Spark Video access to my photos, and it tells me how amazing it looks and saves it to the camera roll. Obviously I have an incomplete presentation. I'm just showing you how I'd go about doing it. Now I didn't show you with the Spark Video, I can also bring in video I have from elsewhere, and so that's one way we can smash it. We can bring in video or images that I've taken. So you're using the camera app, and bring those in, and so you can smash that way. Okay, so successful. All right, and I'll rate that later. Okay, so that's my second app, is using Adobe Spark Video, which is super easy to use. Okay, so the next thing that I need, because I'm going to talk about some of the heroes that we've studied in literature, I need some images of those heroes. So I'm looked here for Gilgamesh. I'm going to find an image that I want to use. Because we're talking about the ancient Sumerian legend, I will simply save that image to my camera roll. And let's see, we've talked about the Odyssey. So I'm going to look up Odysseus and find some images that I would like to add. I'll go with that one. We've got excerpts from the Ramayana. Okay, so I'm looking for that image of Rama. I like that one. That's one I would like to use. I'm going to save that image of him. Okay, so I've got a couple of images that I want to use. Perfect. Alrighty, so now I go into my book creator app. I'm going to create a new book. I'm going to set I'm going to use the comic format for this one, actually. No, I'll use the portrait format here. It's opening up my new book. I'm going to start off with a title page, so I'm going to use some text and heroes that we have studied. Type that in there. Change the formatting a little bit to a larger font, not that large. Change the background. Have some extra spaces in here so I can change the format, the size of it. I can move it here. I want to be a little bit wider. Okay, so that's going to be my cover page. It's okay that I have my box, the text box, larger than the page. That's not going to matter. Maybe I want shadow on it. Yeah, that makes it look a little nicer. Might want to change the font of it to something a little bit more heroic. Increase the size just a little bit. Perfect. Alrighty, that's going to take me to my next page. And in this page, I'm going to throw in those images that I just picked up off the internet. So I'm going to go to my photos and look at some of these photos really fast. Let's bring in Gilgamesh. And let's add Odysseus. And we'll add Rama. And I'm going to go back and cite where I got these from, because that's only appropriate to do. And I can pull back up, I have those web pages open still that I can go back and find them, and pull the URL so I can cite my web pages. And I would obviously want to check and make sure that these images were acceptable under Creative Commons, that they were not copyrighted images. I didn't do that just for demonstration purposes, but I would definitely want to make sure and use images that are not copyrighted. Okay. Now I can do something really cool here. I can add sound, and I can record myself talking about how Gilgamesh is a hero and how Odysseus is a hero, and on the next page how Rama is a hero. And so I'm going to start recording, and now it's recording, and I'm explaining everything I know about Gilgamesh and how it fits the 8 characteristics of the archetypal hero. And then I go to Odysseus and talk about how he fits those characteristics of an archetypal hero, and it records those. I go to the next page, and I can now record how Rama, and explain how Rama fits the characteristics of an archetypal hero, and it puts these all into the book format, and it's amazing how it does that. And do I want to use that recording? Whoops, and I didn't use the last one because I just left the page. So now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to record this one. You want to make sure you stop the recording instead of just leaving the page like I did in my exuberance. Okay, I'm explaining how Gilgamesh and how Odysseus fit the characteristics of the archetypal hero, and I'm going to record that. And stop recording. Yes, I want to use that recording. We are good to go. And that's, embedded in there. Okay, so I have my recordings and my images. All right, now I can play it back. So now I go back into my book, and I can hit the play button for my cover, and it's going to go through the books, and it's going to read it to me.
Heroes that we have studied.
I'm going to record this one. You want to make sure you stop the recording instead of just leaving the page like I did in my exuberance. Notice it was reading the book. You picked up the iPad reading the book. Okay, I'm explaining how Gilgamesh and how Odysseus. All right, now I'm going to stop. I'm going to say done because I'm done for right now. So I'm going to go to My Books here, and back in My Books, I want to click that upload button because I want to export this as a video. So I'm actually using Book Creator to create a video, and I'm going to save that video onto my iPad. And so it exports that, and I've now saved this video, create this video that I created using Book Creator of all places, which is pretty cool to me. How Toontastic 3D can be used also to create a video that you can then blend together using green screen. So I'm going to create a new video here, and it's going to ask me to create I just want actually one part story, so I'm going to just use the 3-part because it's the shortest, and then I'm going to start at the beginning, create a beginning scene. Now you can hear the directions. What I'm going to do, instead of using one of their backgrounds, I'm going to draw my own. So what I'm going to do is choose a color for my green screen. Let's see, I didn't really like. I'll select that color and use the paint bucket to just create that color. And that's all I want, is that straight green background. And I'm just going to name it green screen. Awesome. Okay, now I need to pick a character. Now I can use a character like this individual here named Twisty, but the problem is that with my green screen, he's got some that greenish shirt. I guess maybe it'd be teal. Okay, so I want to make sure I pick characters that don't have any green on them at all. Let's see. Maggie Meteorite would be fun because it would make it so her hair was transparent. So I'm going to pick let's see if I can find somebody who's looking very heroic with no green. The Clean Bee is looking heroic and has no green. How about, let's see, Krubby the Crab. And now I'm going to position them on the page where I want and say, start my scene, and counts down 3, 2, 1 already, and we're going to demonstrate. It's recording right now. It's going to only record. I can see the progress of my recording. I'm going to demonstrate how an archetypal hero overcomes evil, and she flaps her way around and destroys Krubby, yada yada yada, sending him back to the underworld where he belongs, and then shrinks back to her normal size and demonstrates her flying powers. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, that's kind of poor quality videos we don't really want to get, but just for fun right now. Okay, it's recorded the video. It's going to play it back. It's recording right now. It's going to only record. I can see the progress of my recording. I'm going to demonstrate how I can put music in there if I want. I'm going to put no music in for right now. Okay, I'm going to use that green screen. I'm going to click the check mark because I'm done. And I'm going to finish it because I don't want parts 2 and 3 in it. And Hero Practice is the name that I'll give to it. And check it off. and we're going to demonstrate. Close it down now. I want to export it and save this to my library because I'm going to be using it in a few minutes in my final project. Now I'm going to go to my next app, which is the Do Ink green screen app, and I'm going to create a new project. So I click the plus sign in the upper right hand corner to create a new project. It asks me for rights to access the microphone. I definitely want that, and the camera. Okay. Now my first layer here, I want to select a video that I already have. Give it access to my photos. I'm going to give it access to the hero practice video, and I'm going to use that. Okay, now I can see that video. If I scrub through it, you'll see that all that green has disappeared. It's now just on top of a black background. Okay, so now I need to put another background. And I'm going to use another image that I have. I'm going to use this castle as the background image. Now notice I've got these characters in front of this castle, and so they're fighting in front of the castle, which makes it a little bit more compelling. And so I can combine those multiple elements like that. Now I could bring in another video as the background. I don't want that one, there's too much green in it. Maybe I want this one. Yes, although I have a green character, so that's going to look kind of funky. Watch as I scroll through it. It turned that green character black. That's okay. Okay, the types of things we learn with, so I can have two different things going on at the same time. Watch what happens when I play it. Let's see. And we're going to demonstrate. It's recording right now. It's going to only record. I can see the progress of my recording. I'm going to demonstrate how an archetypal hero. So obviously I'd want to coordinate the timing a little bit, as I had two different videos that are seemingly could be interacting. Okay, and I wouldn't want to have the green sock because I'm using the green screen app. Okay, so they can work together and you combine those elements from different apps, and I think that's super cool. So that's just fun. Alright, so I'm going to stick with that. And obviously I'd spend more time making sure my content matched and everything else. Maybe I want to move this video a little bit. I don't quite like where that video was. I would want to import it. When I import, wherever this timeline is at, the red bar that you see up and down, is where the video will start. So I should have been more careful of that when I brought it in, just to make the timing work, but that's fine. I'm going to click on save now because I want to save it. And it's exporting my project. I've saved it. That I've exported, I want to definitely save it to the camera roll. And it was successfully saved to the camera roll. I am all set there. Okay, so now I've created a whole bunch of little videos that I want to use, and I want to put them into one final product. And so I'm going to use iMovie for that, to trim my videos and add any features like titles or headings or captions, anything like that I want to add. I'm going to use iMovie. Now I don't want to use the trailer for my new project. I want to just create a video that says combine videos, photos, and music to make your own movie. So there's no template involved, which is what I really want. So I'm going to click on a couple of videos that I want to use. I'm going to select those and click on create movie at the bottom here. It's going to create my movie and automatically brings those in. Okay, now I see here that I have some editing that needs done. When I created this video in Toontastic, and it had some extra things that I don't really want in it. So I'm going to split this. Now I put this timeline right at the spot that I want to split, and I tap on the screen, and it gives me some options here. And if I click on the actions option here, I could split that. And so I can split the screen, and to get rid of that, I just highlight it, hold on to it, and drag it up and throw it into the air, and you notice that little cloud as it poofs away. And I can go here to the end, because there's some right there. I want to split that. I'm going to click on it and split it again, and I can throw that section away. One of the nice things you notice is that it automatically fills in the gap. So I have the first section here, which is explaining what a hero is, possibly. My second section is explaining how some of the characters that we've read about fit into those heroic categories. I'd probably add in here a transition, possibly. I would add in here. I'm going to add a title in to each section, or maybe a title at the very beginning. And I can choose from any of the titles that I want. I can write the text in there. I can have credits at the end if I want. I can do all those little things that I need to do. I can add, if there's something that I want to slow down, I can slow that section down. I can speed it up. I can freeze a section. I can, adjust the volume of the system volume. I can apply some filters, which, maybe I want to change the appearance of it quite a bit. I can do that. So I can play around with iMovie and do some of those things if I so choose. Now, when I'm all done, I want to export it, and I click the export button, and I want to save this video, and it's going to save. I always want to choose the best one option to save it. I'm going to save this video, and this is my final product, which has everything that I've put together using multiple apps. And the next step after this, after I create this final product, will then be in my method of distributing it. And so that's the next thing I'm going to show you. Okay, so now that we've created our final our final product as a student, now we have to look at how we're going to use this, how we're going to share this with the teacher. And we're going to use one more app, and this app is called HP Reveal. Until recently, it was called Erasma. In fact, I was looking for Erasma on my iPad. I couldn't find it, and I said, what is this HP Reveal? And it is the old Erasma app. Okay, so I go into HP Reveal, and I log in. I've already logged into my account, so it's going to take me right into mine. And it's going to look at the auras, and just you can see that I can see my auras that I've already created. But right now, what I want to do is I want to create a new aura. And so I click the plus sign in the upper right hand corner. The first thing it does ask me to do is to take a photo. So I'm going to go back. If you remember at the very beginning, I had this picture of Superman that I found on the internet. Well, I sent it from my iPad to my desktop and printed it out so I could use it for this Erasma. Okay, now I want to choose an overlay. And I'm going to pick from the device. I'm going to pick a movie that I've created. Okay, so I need to upload a movie from my photo album. And I'm going to select that movie that I just created today with the information about heroes. So this will take a minute to do. And I'll go ahead and upload it. Okay, that is the video that I want to use. And so I'm going to click on Use in the upper right hand corner. It's compressing the video and adding it as an aura or an overlay to this aura with HP Reveal, otherwise known as Erasma. And now I get to name the overlay. I'm just going to name it Hero. Now it tells me to position the overlay, so we're going to demonstrate what's recording right now. It's going to only turn the sound off right now. So I get to move it around and put that video exactly where I want it to be. Okay, so I'll choose that. I'll select next. I'm just going to make this Hero. Now I get to create a new channel, make it one of my public auras. As a teacher, I can create a class and have my students post to my class. I can add them to it, and I click submit. And so then this makes for a nice gallery walk in the classroom. I'm going to just make it private for right now. Okay, I can share it with my friends. If I click on share, and maybe the students can submit it this way, that they can send it to me through email or however I want to have them send it to me. And what happens now, I'm going to use the Aura, the app. I use my camera, and I take my iPad. When I'm not scanning the picture with my iPad, I don't have anything, but as soon as I put it over that picture, it just plays the video automatically. And so imagine post post these images throughout the classroom, and then that's a gallery walk where students walk around and look at each other's presentations. You can walk around with your iPad and look at the presentations and see what the students have produced. And that is App Smashing on the iPad.